A glimpse into the lives of two Jackal Buzzard fledglings that I've been monitoring this year. On the 8th of August, I found the pair getting ready for nesting. This is the male near the nest on the cliff ledge. And this is the female eating something, and she hadn't started laying yet. Then on the 15th of August, a week later, she was settled and busy with laying and incubation. On the 26th of September, I came back over a month later, and the eggs had hatched and the female was standing on the edge of the nest. Incubation lasts about 40 days, and these chicks would have been about 1 week old here. Then on the 18th of October, I went back 3 weeks later to find the biggest chick standing on the nest. The smaller one was sleeping and can be seen moving on the left. The eggs hatch 2 or 3 days apart, and this can result in a big size difference in the chicks. The older, stronger chick often kills the younger chick, but in this case it didn't happen, thankfully. I went back on the 29th of October. Just over a week later, both chicks were standing on the nest, early one very misty morning, waiting to be fed by the parents. Then I went back on the 7th of November. The nest was empty. There was no sign of the chicks in the empty nest. I was shocked because it seemed too early for them to fledge. A few years back this happened, and we found the chicks both dead at the base of the cliff. I was worried, so I went back the next day on the 8th of November. And I found both chicks on the cliff. This one was very interested in its surroundings. And this one was just sitting on top of the cliff. At this early stage, they both seemed to be able to fly short distances very well. And this one's being chased by a big flock of starlings. They were getting daring and ranging widely on the cliff now. Here is their nest. And this is what I think the smaller one. And this is the larger, more advanced one on top of a tree above the cliff. It is surveying the world around it. And then a while later, an adult lands on the same tree with a mouse for one of the chicks. It then flies down to the chick that is begging loudly. The parent checks to see if the chick is able to hold the live mouse without it escaping. But the chick finds a private place to eat the mouse on its own. At this stage, they have to learn to eat the prey without their parents pulling it apart for them. Then I went back on the 13th of November, and both chicks were sitting together, and the adult gave one a mouse. It looks like the smaller one that received the mouse, and it starts eating it, with the larger one watching very closely. Not long after that, sibling rivalry became evident in this scene. The small one was given another mouse, and it is spreading its wings to shield the mouse from its biggest sibling. Eventually, the bigger one takes what is left of the mouse. You can see the huge size difference between the two juveniles in this scene. The older one has probably received a lot more food in the past than its smaller sibling. Then I went back the next day on the 14th of November. This was a real flight day for the juvenile birds. The weather was superb early in the morning, with little wind, and they were flying a lot around the top of the cliff. The older one is preening, and the other one flies past, calling, hoping a parent with a mouse will hear it. The sibling joins it on the top of the kippersol tree. It was early morning, so they were very hungry. It's so good to see them flying around so strongly, flapping and mainly gliding. They are still a bit clumsy, though, when they land on a branch. And once their stomachs are full, they enjoy preening in the sun on the cliff where they were born. Then on the 19th of November, I arrived early in the morning, and this juvenile was already having breakfast on the cliff. And you can see at this stage they have mastered the art of tearing the meat with their sharp hook on their upper mandible. They hold the prey firmly with their feet while they tear pieces off. It was a very hot day that day, and you can see it panting with its beak open. And it's still scanning the skies for its parents to bring it more food. Then I went back weeks later on the 10th of December. I went to check to see if they were still there, and they were. This one was eating something. And its sibling had caught a little bird, and it was bringing it to the cliff to eat it. It has been magical watching these 2 chicks grow into strong, healthy juvenile birds that can catch their own food. Hope you enjoyed my detailed observations. I will miss them when they leave their cliff where they were born. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and post any comments down below.